Hello, everyone. My name is Attorney Ann, CPA, CTT, and today, step-by-step nating pag-usapan kung paano mag-prepare ng BIR Form 1601C. Kaya kung ikaw ang in charge sa payroll ng isang company at submission na rin ng withholding taxes and compensation, siguraduhin mong tama at kompleto ang pag-fill out ng form para iwas penalties at stress. Okay? So, una, bago ka mag-fill out ng Form 1601C, kailangan mo munang magkaroon ng monthly payroll register. Okay? So, itong sample ng monthly payroll register, which I will discuss later. Okay? So, ang monthly payroll register, as you can see here, ito yung listahan ng mga sahod at benefits ng lahat ng mga empleyado sa isang company, sa isang month. Okay? Because the basis for the 1601C is the monthly amounts. Okay? Ito ang gagamitin natin na base sa amounts na ilalagay natin sa Form 1601C. Okay? Ngayon, isa-isahin natin ang mga relevant sections ng BIR Form 1601C. If you are using EBIR forms, make sure to use the updated version. So, yung may version 2018. All right. So, if you can see here, may mga numbers siya. Okay? So, we will discuss these items one by one. Okay. Starting with item number 1. Okay, so this is the month and year. Kung para sa anong month and year ang ifa-file mo na 1601C. So for example, for July, which is due this August 11 kasi weekend yung August 10, so move to the next working day. So if it's for July 2025, then just make sure na tama yung month and year na nakalagay dito sa item number 1. Okay, item number 2. Okay, piliin ang no by default. Unless na lang kung you already filed a 1601C before at gusto mong mag-amend, may gusto kang i-change na mga amounts sa previously filed return mo. So, kung amended, just click yes, pero no yan by default. Okay? Item number 3, any taxes withheld. So, piliin ang yes kung may tax due or may withholding tax compensation na kailangan bayaran. Otherwise, kung wala namang na-withhold na mga taxes sa compensation, you click no. Okay? And then, ito namang items 6 to 12, automatic yan na ma-populate, no? Because if you are using EBIR forms, before you can access the 1601C form, kailangan mo munang i-input yung mga taxpayer information sa main screen. Okay, so eto, automatic na siya, kaya naka-gray na yan, hindi mo yan ma-edit. Alright, next. Here, category of the withholding agent, by the way, you can click private kasi your company is a private company. Okay, so just click private. And then for number 13, no by default unless applicable sa'yo if may mga tax relief under special law or international tax treaty. But usually wala. So no, yan. Alright. So eto na yung pinaka-importante na portion sa ating 1601C. Okay, isa-isahin po natin ang mga items dyan. Alright. So number 14, in number 14, it says here, total amount of compensation. So regardless kung minimum wage earner ba yan o hindi, kailangan lahat ng salaries, no, regardless of the status of the employee and regardless if taxable ang salary niya o hindi, kailangan malagay siya dito. Kailangan i-include siya sa pag-compute ng number 14. So this is for the total salary or wages of all employees, whether taxable or non-taxable. Okay, here naman sa item number 15. If you notice here, mayroon tayong parang header here, no, less non-taxable or exempt compensation. So yung mga exempts, andito lahat sa items 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So ito yung mga items na exempt from tax. Okay. Sa item number 15, it says here, statutory minimum wage for minimum wage earners. So this refers to the compensation or basic pay, obviously, ng mga minimum wage earners. Take note lang na yung minimum wage, nakadepende yan sa location ng company, right? Kasi iba-iba yung mga minimum wage sa each of the location. So for example, here I am in Talisay. So currently, yung minimum wage namin dito is 501 pesos per day. I think for NCR, nasa 645 na yung minimum wage doon. So just make sure lang na you will apply the correct minimum wage. So if that employee is receiving minimum wage, yung basic pay niya dapat ilagay dito sa number 15. Okay. Number 16 is holiday pay, overtime pay, night shift differential pay, hazard pay, but only for minimum wage earners. So dito for minimum wage, if you notice, we will split, nakasplit yung basic pay niya dito sa number 15 and yung additional compensation niya sa mga holiday pay, etc. dito sa number 16. These are supplemental compensation of minimum wage earners. But if my holiday pay, for example, or if my overtime pay for those employees na hindi minimum wage earners, so hindi natin dapat i-include dyan sa item 16. Take note, this is only for the minimum wage earners. Kasi both basic pay and holiday pay, etc. ng minimum wage earners are non-taxable. Okay? Number 17, this is 13th month pay and other benefits. Okay. If you read the tax code, nakakalagay kasi doon that the entire 13th month pay is tax-free. So walang um tax yung 13th month pay but only up to 90,000. Right? Sorry, up to 90,000. So this is for bonuses at ibang benefits nakabilang including the 13th month pay basta pasok sa 90,000 per year na taxable limit. Okay? So what if over 90,000, beyond 90,000 yung 13th month pay. So the excess of the 13th month pay and other benefits over 90,000 shall not be included in number 17. So yung threshold natin, yung maximum amount natin dito for number 17 is only 90,000 per employee. Okay? Then number 18 is de minimis benefits. Okay, ito yung mga small benefits na binibigay ni employer kay employee na exempt sa withholding tax on compensation. So examples ng de minimis benefits, for example, we have monetized vacation leave, medical cash allowance. Yung medical cash allowance is only maximum of 750 or 750 per semester or 6 months or equivalent to 125 pesos per month lang. And if lagpas na ng 750 per semester or 125 pesos per month, yung excess of that is already taxable. Then another example of de minimis is your rice subsidy, uniform and clothing allowance, yung mga laundry allowance. Okay? Next will be item number 19. So this is the employee's share ng mga government contributions like your SSS contributions, PhilHealth contributions, and Pag-ibig contributions. Kasi exempt yan sa tax. A portion of that, yung portion na dedicated for the government contributions are exempt from tax. But ito is the tricky part, okay? So for number 19, although it says here yung government contributions, this only pertains to the government contributions of non-minimum wage earners. Okay, so meaning hindi lahat ng contributions ilalagay sa 19. If yung contribution na yan is for a minimum wage earner, wag natin i-include sa number 19. Bakit? Because that is already included in number 15 and 16 na compensation ni employee, minimum wage earner, na totally exempt from tax. Okay? So number 19 only for those non-minimum wage earners. Take note of that. Okay, number 20 here. It says other non-taxable compensation. So, if hindi siya de minimis benefits pero non-taxable pa rin siya, ilagay natin dito sa number 20. And you also have to specify kung ano yung non-taxable compensation. So, question, ano yung usual na ma-fall under this item number 20? So, kasama na dito yung mga remunerations as an incident of employment, agricultural labor pay, domestic service pay, casual labor na hindi parte ng employer's business, or we have compensation from the foreign government or international organization, damages na binigay, amount of damages na binigay kay employee. Kasama din dito yung mga return of premium on insurance, compensation for injuries or sickness. Meron ding mga income tax exempt from treaties or based on international agreements, or like for example, non-taxable retirement benefits, kasama din dito, and also non-taxable separation pay. Okay, but hindi lahat ng mga companies merong mga ganon, 'di ba? If you can I mean, if you can apply this to your company, then well and good. But most companies, walang mga ganon. Yung mga na-mention ko na mga items. So usually dito, number 20, usually zero lang yan. Okay? Number, number 21 is simply the sum of items 15 to 20. So just add all of these. Hindi naman siya manual na adding. Kasi if you are using EBAR forms, no, this number 21 na total is automatic yan. Automatic si system na magko-compute sa number 21. Same goes with number 22. If you can see here, naka-gray out siya, di ba? Because this is also automatically computed. So, ito yung item 14 minus item 21. So, amount here minus the amount here in number 21, this will be shown in item 22. Okay, number 23, item number 23. Taxable income not subject to withholding tax for employees na hindi daw minimum wage earners pero receiving 250,000 and below for the year. Because if you check the withholding tax table, yung annual natin, di ba? Maximum of 250,000 na compensation is still exempt from tax. So if your employee, for example, is not a minimum wage earner, hindi siya minimum wage, pero if you add all of his salaries for the whole year, if it does not exceed 250,000, then non-taxable pa rin siya. So dapat ilagay siya dito sa number 23. The number 24 is the net taxable compensation. Automatic yan, which is item 22 minus item 23. And then item 25, yung total taxes withheld, ito yung total na taxes for all of your employees na winithhold mo sa kanilang salary. So dito sa number 25. Okay. If may mga adjustments, lagay nyo dito sa 26, okay? And then 28 naman, gagamitin lang yan if this is an amendment. Kung nag-amend kayo ng 1601C, whatever is paid already in the original 1601C, ilagay nyo dito sa number 28. All right. Okay, so now that we have an overview of what is Form 1601C, I'll show you a sample payroll register. So, to simplify things, nilagay ko lang dito si Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C as employees, and then 3 employees lang para to simplify our example. Okay, I placed here column that says minimum wage earner, yes or no. So meron akong drop down dito kung yes ba siya or no. So just check out, just click yes if your employee is a minimum wage earner and just click no if hindi naman siya minimum wage earner. So second, another column here I placed is above 250,000 per year, yes or no. So eto is naka-formula lang siya. So, automatic yan magse-select ng yes or no depending on the result of the formula. And then here, you can input the basic pay, yung mga, how much is the usual basic pay for each of these employees. And then if may mga absences sila incurred for that month, then you will have to place uh, encode the amount here in negative. Dapat naka-negative siya. Okay, negative, negative. If may mga undertime or mga late, lagay nyo rin dito. If may mga overtime pay na na-receive si employee, lagay nyo dito. If may holiday pay, night shift differential, ito nilagay ko rin rest day premium kasi if an employee is instructed to work on his rest day. Supposedly, rest day sana ni employee pero may urgent na gagawin. So, the employer, let's say, instructed that employee to still work, then lagay natin dito yung premium niya on the rest day na he or she worked. Okay, hazard pay if any, other incentives. Okay. Then, other salary adjustments, like for example, if may mga mali kayo na computation sa previous payroll, and then gagawin na lang na adjustment for the current payroll. So, ilagay nyo dito. And then, 13th month pay, if may ibibigay na 13th month pay for that certain month. And then, yung mga de minimis benefits that are given to the employees. And then other non-taxable compensation as I have discussed a while ago. Ito naman, yung total compensation is naka-formula lang yan. And the good thing is also for the government contributions, you don't have to guess. So in here, I already placed the formula kung magkano yung SSS contributions, magkano yung PhilHealth contributions, and magkano yung pag-ibig contributions. So total contributions is here. Yung total contributions is simply the sum total of SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. And also, taxable compensation, naka-formula na din yan. So I don't have to worry about the computation of the taxable compensation. And then same goes with the withholding tax na column. So naka-formula na din yan. And then also the net pay is naka-formula na yan. So what I did para hindi even though may ganito ako, 'di ba? May Excel file ako na ganito. Para hindi ako ma-confuse in filing my 1601C. Naglagay na rin ako ng sample 1601C here. So, kumbaga kung ano yung itsura dito sa part 2 ng 1601C, nilagay ko na dito sa Excel file ko. So, itong mga amounts na ito, these are pulled from the data dito na sheet. So, I don't have to guess anymore. So, nandito na yung mga formula. Siya na lang maglalagay dyan ng mga amounts. Okay? So, based on this, no, yan na yung kokopyahin ko when I file my 1601C. So, I have my 1601C here. I'll just have to copy. Okay, number 14. Here, number 14. Oh, dito. Ito yung number 14 ko, 72,925. So I'll just copy that there. Okay? And then for number 15, okay, number 15 shows 11,900. So yun na rin yung i-encode ko dito sa number 15, 'di ba? So easy lang yung work natin on a monthly basis. All right. So just to check, okay, dito, 'di ba? Total taxes withheld. If we can see here sa data natin, total taxes na withhold from all the employees, total yan is 1,828 coming from Mr. C. So ito yung i-remit natin sa BIR. So dapat yan yung total na taxes withheld. See? Okay, nag-match naman siya. Thankfully. Okay. And then, yes. So, yan po yung detailed walkthrough sa pag-fill out ng BIR Form 1601C. So, just remember to be very cautious sa pag-classify natin no, ng taxable at non-taxable compensation para iwas mali sa ating 1601C. Now, kung gusto mo pa ng more practical tax tips at legal guides, like and share my video, please. And also subscribe na rin sa aking YouTube page. Once again, I am Attorney Anne, CPA, CTT, guiding you through taxes and legal processes one video at a time. See you in my next video. Bye, everyone.